Hello there, I'm Tyler. I am one of the lead techs along with Jarrett here at Retro V Games, and this will be a guide on how to do the 3DS region swapping. I know this is a 3DS XL, or LL as it says on the back because it's Japanese. Before doing anything else, we need to load an SD card. So this one is fresh and brand new, it's 8 gigabytes, and we are going to need a computer. You don't necessarily have to use this computer. There's a few more around the office. This one's a Chromebook, so the process is going to be just a little bit different, but you'll get the picture when we go through it. We will also need one of these. This is kind of an extender to allow you to plug in more things, because there's only one SD slot and one USB port on most computers. And this drive right here is very important. You see this is PNY 32 gigabytes. This drive, for whatever reason, is named LOL. LOL. Why? I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this 8 gigabyte memory card, and we're gonna plug it into the adapter. Just like that. And then with any luck, it will show up as untitled. So if we look at untitled, there's nothing on it, of course. But if we go to LOL, here are all the files we need for the 3DS, including, like I said before, the very important CIAs. You can see them all right there. Let's go back into LOL itself. And then if we press Control A, that selects all of the files. Then we can click Control C and open that untitled folder. Click on it and press Control V. And it will start copying those files. It says about 50 minutes, but it's going down rapidly. This usually only takes about maybe 15, maybe 30 minutes. So I will check back in with you after that is complete. And it is done. You can see Untitled has all the files in it now. Everything from the CIAs to the sound hacks, Luma, GM9, Bootstrap. Now you can see all the CIAs are in here. And what we're gonna do, because this is a Chromebook, we need to hover over this untitled thing, and this button will eject. If you do not do this step, the Chromebook will be very annoying, and the next time you try to use an SD card, it will tell you that you cannot change the files on it because it was not safely ejected, even if it's a different SD card. So you need to absolutely make sure to click that little button and eject. And it should say removable device ejected. Now we can go here and we can take this memory card out and we can start working on the actual 3DS. I'm going to start with the XL because it's a lot easier to see. So obviously you want to open it up and press the power. Button's right here. And this one should be right at the beginning. Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo. There we go. This is the introductions. This is like the system setup thing. This is telling you to turn the 3D slider up. After that, you can press this one, which means next. This is telling you how far away you should hold it from your face, but that doesn't matter because we're not actually testing any of the 3D features. We just want to move on. This says activate 3D. 3, 2, 1. Wow, watch, it's gonna sync. Whoa. Isn't that so 3D? This says find a level that's appropriate for you, which for us is none because it's annoying, and hit continue. This says have a parent or guardian set it up. Usually this screen means we are on the long path, which is something I will explain later. So we can click OK. So this is date and time, which doesn't matter, profile, which doesn't matter, connect to the internet, which does matter, and parental controls, which we do not want to turn on. So we can press OK. Like I said, the date doesn't matter. 2015, whatever, 2015-01-01. Yeah, it's exactly 10 o'clock. Profile, we just set it to gibberish because all of this information will be erased. This is asking for our birthday. It doesn't matter, this is the region. Again, it doesn't matter because we're going to change that ourselves. Your profile has been created. Now the internet. This is going to flash up the terms of service. Basically, don't bully children on the internet. You can tap that, and this is accept, and it'll say terms of service accepted. Now this says internet setup, do not set up. We're going to set it up. Something weird noise in the background. We can click through this guy. He's going to talk our ear off about what the internet is. This says create a connection. This says manual, and this says tutorial. We're going to do manual setup. And then don't worry about all this stuff out here. This top one says search for an access point. So we tap on that, wait a few seconds. And then we are directed Retro V Games. That's us. The password is the letter A 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we press OK, and then OK. And then it will perform the connection test. This is connecting the DS to the router. If this part fails, you probably got the password wrong. And this is connecting the router to the internet. If this part fails, find one of the lead techs because something has gone terribly wrong. So this is saying the internet connection is successful, but you should test it with another piece of software. We don't really need to do that, so don't worry about that. This says finish. Are you sure you're finished with the internet settings? Yes. Parental controls, okay. This one says do set up, this one says do not set up. We're gonna not set up parental controls. Parental controls are just annoying. Now it says you're saving your initial settings, and now it says press the home button. So we press the home button, and we'll bring up a loading screen. This loading screen says it's creating the home menu data. So now it says the theme shop is opened. We can click next. We can click the X to exit that. It's gonna give us notifications that don't matter. And we're gonna scroll all the way over to the wrench. And if you give it a few seconds. Version 11.4, perfect. 11.3 and below, we can do something called music hacks. But since this is 11.4, we have to update it. So this is the long way I was talking about earlier. So we go to that bottom right corner says other settings, the orange one says other settings. And then we go to the fourth bubble, which is the fourth page. And you see this one with the arrow going down, that is system update. This one with the DS getting Thanos, if I zoom in you can see it's kind of fading away. That means format the system memory. Don't do that right now, just update. Okay, terms and services of the update. Connect the AC to make sure the power doesn't go out, but the power is at 3 bars. So we can definitely make it through this. And then that's going to update, I'll put that in the corner. So these SD cards are, they contain a series of files, and they are very important, but you don't really need to know exactly what they are. There is one folder called CIAS, or CIAs as we call it, and that is what contains the games. So all the games are loaded as CIA files, and then we have to use that on the 3DS. So what we're doing right now is we're updating it so we can download a game to use an exploit that I'll need a computer for. So I will be back after the system update completes and after I grab a computer. I told you I'd be back when the system update was done. It says the system update has been complete. We will now restart. So we can press OK. And it will simply restart. Look at my phone. It's a good thing I'm wearing a black sweater today. Otherwise the reflection would be super annoying. There we go. So now we need to go, now that we're on 11.15, and if you get a DS that has 11.15 from the beginning, then you can go and create a Mii. This is just saying you're going to create a Mii, and then this is saying pretty much the same thing. This is saying you want to do it with on your own, and this is you want to do it based on a picture. I've done it based on a picture a few times, but it takes a lot longer. I usually do it as a joke. This says male or female, let's just use female. And then this is saying you can customize a me with all the hair parts and everything. We don't actually need to customize it any. Sometimes I'll add like silly eyebrows or a funny mouth or something if I'm getting bored. But you don't need to do any of that because this me is going to die. It's going to be erased by a later step. So we can name it whatever gibberish we want. And then click this to say yes. This is asking, are you sure you're done? Click yes. This bottom one's no, so click yes. And then we can see our me. It'll do a little pose. It waved at us. So now we can go to the home menu and press OK. That's just telling you that the app is in the background while it's on the home menu. We're going to scroll over to the wrench again. Do you want to exit the Me app to enter the Settings app? Yes, we can. All right, 11.15, that's correct. And we're going to go to Nintendo Network ID. It'll give us a few more loading screens. And this is about the most creatively involved process in creating the 3DSs. So this is just some message about this is Nintendo Network Online, so we can press OK. Do you want Nintendo Network Online? Yup. Do you want to get Miiverse and stuff? Yup. Do you want to whatever this says? Yup. This one says Wii U. The Wii U's bad, so don't click that one. Don't click the one that says Wii U. Click the other one. And it'll say, do you want to use this me? Which we do want to use that me. And this is giving you information about Nintendo Network Online, basically saying don't, you can't connect to 3DSs, you can't connect a 3DS to a DS, don't bully children, you can buy stuff on the eShop. And then this one says, I agree to everything. That's another terms of service. You just press yes. Here's the fun part, this is the creative part. So this is birthday, this is sex. Don't worry about this one or this one. This is the ID. These two say password and confirm password. This says email address and confirm email address. So let's make the date something random. Again, this doesn't matter because it's going to be erased. Let's say 1982, 5/26. Female, because the me we made was female. The Nintendo Network ID, it can be complete gibberish, but it has to be something unique. So if I enter, say, I don't know, hamster. Someone probably has the name hamster. And I click OK. It'll check that it's unique, and it is not unique. If it turns red, it is not unique ID. And we have to have a unique ID. So we can erase hamster and put in whatever gibberish. Usually throwing in numbers helps. So that's our Nintendo Network ID, and the password is always going to be the same. Test1234. TEST 1234. All right. If you haven't gotten that, I'll do it again for the confirm password. TEST 1234. Now we need an email address. The email address does not matter at all. I like to do single characters. So I will like to do h@gmail.com most of the time. As long as it ends in gmail.com or hotmail.com or AOL.com, as long as it's a valid email address, it is perfectly fine. And you can use, like this h@gmail.com, I've probably done about 200 DSs with the email h@gmail.com. So you can assign multiple, you don't need a unique email every time, which is a very good thing. So h@gmail.com, we can click OK, and then it's going to read all of our information back to us, just to make sure that it's correct. Of course, this information isn't strictly correct, but it's correct enough for us. So let's move on. This is asking us more questions. We can just press OK, OK, OK. This is another terms of service thing. Okay. Congratulations, you've created your account. Now you can access it by doing that in the settings, which we literally just did. And this is again saying don't bully children. You can access parental controls. And this says exit. So now, for the first time, we need the computer. So usually on this computer, the pink HP, we will have an image on there titled qrcode.jpg. But if you ever need to get this on your phone or on another computer, simply open a new tab, search with Google for Pokémon, Picross, Picross, QR code. It's hard to type through a camera lens. Pokemon Picross QR code. And you see this one? This is the right one. But it's a little small when we open it this way. So I'm going to right click on it and select Open Image in New Tab. So we go to that new tab. Hey, there it is. Now if you do that with your fingers, it'll zoom in. So now that we have the QR code up, we're going to go back to the DS and close the Settings app. Now comes in the SD card, quite literally. So on the 3DS XL, it is on the right side. On the regular 3DS, it is on the left side. That can be a little tricky, but you'll definitely get the hang of it. We can use the card to open this little hatch, or you could use your fingernail. And then, like I said before, take the card facing the bottom of the system and just gently put it in there. You're going to need to give it a big push at the end. It will click into place. I don't know if you heard that click, but it's now locked in place, and we can close that door. Now, creating the home menu for the SD card, it just said. Luckily it did that quickly. Now you see this little camera thing here. This is the camera we want to access. I know that there's a camera app on the 3DS. It's right there, that orange one, but that's not the camera we need. We need this camera by holding L and R. So L and R are the shoulder buttons. If we hold them both, it'll open this camera thing. Then it should say something about the photos are going to be on the SD card. So we tap this QR code button and point it up at the QR code. Try to match up the little dots, and it'll bring up this message that says it's a QR code. We can click yes, and we can click yes, we want to follow the QR code to the eShop. After a few seconds of loading, it'll bring us here. Terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. This is asking us to enter the password. I hope you remember that it's test, not Tezzy. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, okay. It's checking the email and password, but we already know they're correct. All right. These two buttons are not the ones you want. The very short one on the bottom is the one you want. There's a lot of loading involved. We haven't even gotten to the long loads. I'm gonna have to step off after we start downloading the game. So this is another thing. We can press OK. It's gonna ask you for a million different screens. Yes, okay. This one means I want to download. This one means I don't want to download, so click on I want to download and click OK. And that's telling us something. It's not important, just press OK. Press OK again, OK. Now it's actually loading the shop page itself. Nintendo eShop. All right, this is the Pokemon Picross page. We can look at the reviews and stuff, but none of that matters. All we need to do is click this big blue button. Sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes the blue button will be white. If it's white, that's perfectly fine. Just continue as you would. So click that, click that. Yes, I want to install it. And this screen, I believe it's this screen. Do I want to download it later or download it now? or not downloaded at all, says the bottom one. So we're gonna click the right one, which means download it now. Then it'll bring us to this screen. Don't touch this, that cancels the download. We just wanna look at this, and it's gonna start filling up with bubbles. So that will fill up with bubbles, and that will take a little while to download the game. So I'm gonna be back after that's done. Welcome back. This screen means that Picross has finished downloading. You can tell because it says home right there. So we're gonna press the home button. Those two buttons will bring you back to the eShop, which we don't really need to do. We can just press home. Now we can press this bottom one to close it. You don't necessarily need to close it, but you can. New software has been installed. What a shocker. It's almost like I was the one installing new software. That is Pokemon Picross. See that the third character looks kind of like an E? That's how I remember it. So open it up. Yay, there's a little shocked Pikachu meme. And now we tap on the smiley face and go into friend mode because it's time for botting, which is quite an annoying process. This is gonna yap our ear off about friends and things. Friendship is magic, blah, blah, blah. This one is selecting a flag. There's a lot of flags to choose from, but we don't give a shit. So we can press that button. Okay, and if you press B and then A, that'll go a lot faster. So now we can access the friend code. There's our me, and here's the friend code. So what we want to do with that is we want to go on the computer again and go to a site, Google brute force movable. You can see the address right there, bfm.nintendohomebrew.com. Now we need to input the friend code, which according to the console is 3583 3583 5987 5987 6379 6379. Now we need the IDO, which we need to get by removing the SD card, which we can only do in the Friends menu. So make sure you get to the Friends menu before you do this. We're gonna open it up, pop that out, whoop, Elite Pro 8GB memory card. So we can insert this into the computer, and with any luck, it will pop up very shortly. Made the noise, and here we go. These are all the files I was talking about earlier. So we need to open the Nintendo 3DS. You see this folder with the long gibberish name? That's the IDO we need. So you can click on rename, and then Control-C that. Click it again. We can enter the IDO here with Control-V. And there we go, the ID showed up. So now we click go. And this will tell us, add the bot to your 3DS friends list. Here's the code for the bot. Most of the time, the code is gonna be very similar, but you should always look at it because there's a few different codes it might give you. In this case, it's 1908 5350 7948. So we tap this smiley face with the plus to add a new friend, add them via Wi-Fi or Street Pass, and add them via friend code. We want to add them via friend code 48. This is ASP. ASP is our friend. Now it's gonna wait for a while. Eventually, down here, it says done. Eventually we're gonna see a green button. So I'm gonna wait for this to finish. This can take anywhere from a few minutes to, I think we had one that took like an hour. So I'm gonna stop the video and come back after this is all done. ASP is now done. Nothing has actually changed on the 3DS itself. We can just leave this alone for a few seconds. So it says, the green button says download movable.sed. So we can click on that, press OK. It'll save it in the downloads folder. You can click on save, or you can just hit enter. The computer's battery is running low. I have it on the charger though. There we go. And then we're gonna go to PicHack Save Tool. You can see the website right there. If you Google PicHacks with 2 X's Save Tool, it should bring you a result for this. So now we can click Browse and movable.set is what we want. We can build and download. Press enter or click, press enter or click. Now we need to open the files. So obviously we need the downloads open and we need the 3ds open. So we're gonna have to click through a bunch of folders to get to the 0001.save. So click on that, click through that. DBSX data and title, we wanna click on title. Click on the only folder, click on the only folder, and then click data. And there we have it. There's the file that we're gonna delete. Delete, yes. And it deletes it. And then we take the one from our downloads folder and we just drag and drop. And there it is. And this step is very important. Do not skip this. We want to select movable.sed and the 001.sed that we just put on the SD card, and we want to delete those two. And we want to refresh the pickaxe page and click do another device on movable.sed, as well as double clicking that and hitting backspace, double clicking that and hitting backspace. You have to do these cleanup steps. I know it seems like you can save time by not doing them, but if you don't refresh pickaxe, it's not going to work anymore. Every single time you use a movable.sed, you have to refresh the page after you're done. So now that we've done all that and deleted the downloads, this is the SD card, so we can grab that right out of the PC and put it right back in 3DS. All right, the SD card's back in. Now when we go back to the home menu, the 3DS will be none the wiser. So we can just tap this thing at the bottom to go back to the home menu. Notification, blah, blah, blah. Now we're gonna open Pokemon Picross, but it's not gonna actually play it again, and hopefully it works. Click on it again. Nintendo 3DS. There we go. You see that green flash? That's good. So now we are installing SIGHACKS. It's going to ask us for a button combination. We can enter that. It's left, down, right, up, and A. On SIGHACKS, the button combination is always the same, but we're going to come to another button combination that is almost always different. So this is doing a firm backup. SIGHACKS firm installed success. So we press A to continue, and it'll dump us right back on the home page, but still in Japanese. So you can see we're on the home page, still in Japanese. We're going to turn the 3DS off, and this is the last time it will ever be in Japanese. As soon as it turns off, you see the light go off. We're going to turn it on and hold the start button. So press power and then hold start, and it'll bring us into God mode. Essential files backup not found. Create one now. Let's press A to create one. Press A to continue. Date and time does not seem to matter, so let's set it to no. Then we're going to click on 0, SD card untitled. Use the down arrow to go to GM9. Press A to open that. Take this 11.5, press A, and then you see, click on CTR NAND options. Go down one, transfer image to CTR NAND. Unlock it now, yes. This is the button combination that's always different. This time it's left, up, down, up, A. And then this will be loading for a little while, and I'll come back after it finishes. Transfer was a success. Press A to continue, press no, do not. If you relock them, you're gonna have to enter that button combination again. So now this file is 757.8 megabytes, which is quite a lot. We need that space. So we're going to see it says press X to delete. We're gonna do that. Delete, yes, deleting files. All right, so now it's gone. We can press B, scroll down to boot.firm, and press Y to copy. See where it says Y copy? Press Y to copy. Now it says paste, which is good. We can go back, go to 1, sysnand ctrnand. Press A, and then press Y to paste. Copy path, move path, it doesn't particularly matter, just as long as you can see boot.firm show up right there. So we'll press back, and press start to reboot. What the hell happened? Please excuse the slight change of scenery. I had to put this on the charger. See the light's red? That orange light means it's charging. Transfer was a success. Press A to continue. Press no, do not. If you relock them, you're gonna have to enter that button combination again. So now this file is 757.8 megabytes, which is quite a lot. We need that space. So we're going to see it says press X to delete. We're gonna do that. Delete, yes, deleting files. All right, so now it's gone. We can press B, scroll down to boot.firm, and press Y to copy. See where it says Y copy? Press Y to copy. Now it says paste, which is good. We can go back, go to 1, sysnand ctrnand. Press A, and then press Y to paste. Copy path, move path, it doesn't particularly matter, just as long as you can see boot.firm show up right there. So we'll press back, and press start. So now it'll say preparing to start the home menu. Please wait and do not turn off the power. We just have to wait for a little while, and then it will boot up into the theme menu screen. The theme shop is opened. Tremendous news. Next, X. Notifications, does not matter, close. Creating home menu management, we just have to wait that one out. New software has been added. These are, perform system update, do not. Cancel, okay, we can perform a system update later. These two are the hacks that we were using. We need to get rid of those, so we can go to system settings. This will also click on other settings. Page 4, you see the 3DS getting Thanos, sort of fading away into blocks. Format system memory. Okay. It's going to connect to the internet. This will also erase all the traces of this being a 3DS, a Japanese 3DS. Anything that might be left over, it's going to be taken out right now. The nickname, the Nintendo ID, all of that, it's going to be gone once we hit format and press the big red button. This will take anywhere from a few seconds to maybe about a minute. There will be a screen that will pop up saying formatting complete, okay. We'll be seeing that in just a second. And just a second later, our formatting has been completed. So now the 3DS is all fresh and all new. This will be exactly the same as going through it in Japanese, except this time you don't have to just take my word on the English translations, you can read them for yourself. Activate 3D. 3, 2, 1. It's gonna be in 3D. A level that's comfortable for you, which is not at all. Continue. Next. I am a parent or guardian. I'm the guardian of this 3DS. Date and time are not important. Enter a nickname. This nickname will be seen by the customer, so it's very important you don't set it to something like rude. I like to just use a symbol, like let's randomly just use, I don't know, the copyright symbol. That's good enough for me. Birthday doesn't matter, but region is very important. We can scroll all the way down and click United States and press OK. It doesn't matter what state you're in, I usually just choose do not set, and it'll be like that. What a great profile we have. Configure your internet settings. This is again the terms of service and things like that. As I said last time, we can set it up. This guy will talk our ear off, but in English this time. New connection. Manual setup and not tutorial. Search for access points. Access point found. Retro V games. Not the W. Okay. If this part fails, you enter the password wrong. If this part fails, there's something wrong and you should alert the lead tech. But I've never actually had this part fail on me. At least not yet. Okay, there we go. Connection test successful. Finish. Exits. Parental controls do not set up. Parental controls are very annoying, as I said before. Now we can press the home button. And it will prepare to start the home menu. I will be right back. The theme shop is opened. Deja vu, huh? Next. Exit. It'll give us a few notifications, none of which are actually of any importance to us. Creating the home menu, that is important, but it does that automatically. Now we're going to scroll almost all the way over here to download play. It's right next to the wrench. We're going to open download play, and we're going to do a very specific button combination. The left shoulder button, which is right here, the left shoulder button, down on the D-pad, and select. We're going to press all of those at the same time. Left shoulder button, down on the D-pad, and select. And that will open the Rosalina menu. From here, we can scroll down with the buttons to miscellaneous options, press A. Switch the HB title to the current app, press A. Operation succeeded. So we can press B to get out of it, go to the home menu. The software has been suspended, and we're going to close download play. And immediately after that, we're going to open download play. And this time it won't bring us to download play, it'll bring us to the homebrew launcher. So you can see we have two here, FBI and TWL fix. First of all, we're going to use FBI. And here you can use either the D-pad or the touchscreen. I'm going to use the touchscreen just because it's a better demonstration. Click on SD, click on CIAs. You can see there's all the games that we put on it earlier. You can click current directory, install and delete all CIAs. It's going to fetch the list. This might take a minute. Install and delete all CIAs in current directory, yes. Now this part right here is going to be the longest to wait because this is actually installing the games. So when you get to this stage, you can put this aside somewhere and start working on a whole new 3DS. But you still need to know what to do after these games are finished installing. So I'm going to teach you that after this is complete. Install finished. That's just what we've been waiting for. So you press any button to go back and press B until you're on the main menu. We can click start to exit. Now we're going to use TWL fix. And this one's really easy because it gives you the instructions. Press A to begin or start to exit. Let's press A to begin. Now it says reboot and then open system update, which is exactly what we need to do. So let's follow the directions. Press start to reboot. New software has been added to the home menu. Okay, here is the software. All of these games have been added to the home menu. Now we're going to go back to system settings, other settings, number 4, system updates. Let us connect to the internet and update the system. Now the system is updating. This bar will fill up, but that takes a few seconds, so I will be right back. The system update is complete. The system will now be restarted, and we are done. All we have to do now is make sure we return the stylus into the DS, wait for the system reboot to occur, and now we can press the power button, turn it off, and we are done. We can close this up and send it off for shipping.